Okay, pre-cal babies. Let's pick a different color. Let's go purple this time. Okay, so solving polynomials, your fourth installment. So this is example 4, so I'm going to start the same way I have on all the others. Can I factor this? Well, this is not in a degree of 3, so we don't have to try anything because it won't. Okay, we cannot factor this. So my possible rational roots are plus and minus 1, 2, 4, and 8 because of that 8, and then that's all over 1. So I've got positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, positive 4, negative 4, positive 8, negative 8. Okay, those are my choices. Trick of 1. I've got 1 plus 2 minus 12 plus 8. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. 4 minus 12 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. Yeah, baby. That means 1 is a solution. All right, so I'm just going to write that over to the side so I don't forget. Notice this polynomial is in a degree of 5. We have 4 more solutions that we have to find. Oh my goodness. So what are we going to do? Well, kids, here's what you're going to do. We know that 1 is a solution. Now I'm going to try negative 1. I've got 1x to the 5th. Notice you have a term that is skipped here in this polynomial, so I have to put a 0 in for the x to the 4th term. So don't forget that. That is critical. Bringing down the 1, negative 1, positive 1, 2, negative 2, 0, 0, negative 12. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, so negative 1 is not a solution. I'm going to try 2. Bring down the 1, I get a 2, that's 2, 4, 5, 10, 12, 24, 12, 24. Okay, this is not going to work either. Now, I'm going to give you a clue because guess what? I could keep on trying things if I wanted to, but I want you to notice what's going to happen. When I find a solution for this, my lead term, whatever it is going to be x to the 4th. So I'm going to have to do it again. So what you find in working through these, I'm going to try the negative 2 next. So pay attention to this and listen to my voice. Okay, I'm going to try this. Negative 2. Negative 10. Negative 8. Okay, score. Negative 2 worked. All right, so x equals negative 2. Now, what we would normally do is keep going through our list. We try 4, we try negative 4, we try 8, we try negative 8. But for the sake of saving a little bit of time, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that none of these work. All right? So what do you do if you get to the end of a list and nothing else works and you need something else to work? Because notice, this term right here, that's 1x to the 4th because it's 1 less than the degree of the polynomial. I can't factor that. I can't do anything. I have to do synthetic division again. There's no getting around it. So when you get to the end of the list and nothing else works, go back to what you know worked and try that again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the 1 again, but I'm not going to do it from the beginning. I'm going to try it from where I ended, right here. Otherwise, this does me no good. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring down the 1. That gives me 1, negative 1, negative 1, 4, gives me 4, negative 4. Okay, now I'm in a position, to do this. I've got 1x to the 3rd minus x squared plus 4x minus 4. This will factor. And by the way, since 1 worked again, I'm going to list it. Okay, that's a double root. We're allowed to have that. It's multiplicity. We talked about it earlier in the unit, so this is no big deal. So I've got 3 of my solutions. I've just got 2 more. I am going to try to factor this by grouping because I've run out of options. Negative 2 won't work again. I mean, I could try it, but I can already tell you that it's not going to work. So I have to factor by grouping. And right here, I'm going to take out a 4. Ah, that worked. So when I factor this, I end up with x squared plus 4 as one of my factors and x minus 1 as my other one. So I'm going to set x squared plus 4 equal to 0. And I get this. I have to take plus and minus the square root of negative 4. Well, remember, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of the negative 1 is I. So this has got two imaginary solutions. Okay, and then of course, x minus 1 equals 0. We already know that 1 works because we had to use it to get this polynomial in the first place. All right, so my other two solutions up here, I've got positive 2i and I've got negative 2i. Remember, those always come in pairs. So there's my 5 solutions, just like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do example 5 here. So if you will look at this, I've got, I'm always going to ask myself the question first, can I factor? And the answer is no, I cannot. Now I'm going to find my possible rational roots. Got 1, 2, and 4 up here, 1 and 3. So that gives me 1, 1/3, 2, 2/3, 4, 4/3. So all my possible rational roots. Better hope those fractions don't work, because that's going to be fun. Kids love fractions. It's their favorite thing, right, kids? Yes, Miss Griggs, we love them. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired. All right, there's all my possible rational roots. I'm going to try the trick of 1. So I've got 3 minus 5 plus 6 minus 4. That does not look like a negative. It looks like a, I don't know what I'm thinking. So 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Negative 2 and 6 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Yay. So 1 is a solution. So one of my solutions is x equals 1. Score. And this is a degree of 3. I've only got 2 more to go. Hot diggity. So I'm going to use the one I know in my synthetic division here. Awesome. So now I've got 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. So let's say you look at that and you're like, you know, Miss Griggs, that's just too daunting to try factoring. I'm just going to use my quadratic formula. Is that okay? Yes, it is. You can always use the quadratic formula. It always works on a quadratic all the time. So A is 3, B is negative 2, C is 4. X equals negative B. Notice that I said negative and then wrote in the negative B because B is negative this time. Plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C. All over 2 times A. I get a positive 2 here. I get negative 2 squared is 4, so I've got 4 minus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 3, what is that going to be? It's 48. And then in here, I am going to have negative 44 over 6. Okay, so technically, those are our other two answers. So x equals 2 plus or minus, this is actually going to be I times the square root of 44 over 6. So those are your other two solutions. Now, if you want to tidy this up and be a good math student, this is actually going to give me the square root of 44. Actually, this breaks down into 4 times 11. The square root of 4 is 2. So technically, your answer looks like that. And then you can reduce here and here. So technically, if I was being really mean to you, these are your other two answers. All right? I will take this, but this is more accurate. Okay, The next two I will do in another video.